Good news, Yamaha fans, the R3 is making a comeback to the Indian market as it was discontinued for almost 5 years, and this is the new Yamaha R3. It will be launched soon in the Indian market. When is the launch timeline? You have to wait till the end of the video to find that out. Before that, we'll find out what are the key highlights of the new R3. Let's start with the styling of the Yamaha R3. It looks like a proper super sport. You get this split LED headlight and also this RAM intake at the front. Unlike the R15, it doesn't get a projector LED headlight. It gets a conventional twin LED headlight. Unlike the older R3 which was sold in Indian market, this gets an upside down fork and that gives it a proper more sporty stance. Moving forward, you get a nice big chunky fuel tank. The shape of it is properly sculpted. It goes well with the overall styling of this motorcycle, gives it a proper super sport look. At the back, the tail section again is very sharp and goes well with the overall super sport styling of the motorcycle. In terms of proportions, the R3 isn't too big or too small. I think the proportions are absolutely right, and even the overall styling of this motorcycle is bang on, and I think it's one of the best looking super sport on sale. While the styling is all new, what is familiar is the 320cc parallel twin liquid cooled engine. It develops around 42.5 bhp and 29.5 Newton meters of torque. It gets mated to a 6-speed gearbox, but sadly there is no slipper clutch. Now this engine we have ridden on the older R3. It's a very peaky engine. You have to rev the engine, but the kind of performance that this motorcycle offers is really enjoyable. But with the inclusion of the upside down fork, I'm pretty sure the riding dynamics will be better, but we'll have to wait some time because this is more of an unveil of this motorcycle. It will be launched by later this year, and I can't wait to ride this motorcycle, especially over here at the MMRT racetrack. Now let's check out the ergonomics of the new R3, starting with the seat height. As you can see, I can easily flat foot my legs. It's a bit on the wider side. The seat height should be good enough for shorter riders. Now let's talk about the riding posture. You get clip-on handlebars and rear set foot pegs. Now one good thing is the foot peg position. It is not very high like the R15. It is low set, which means taller riders won't be cramped for space. Another thing is the clip-on handlebar. They aren't very low set. So the riding posture is sporty, but it's not very aggressive like that of the R15. And the good thing about the R3 is that you can ride this motorcycle on the racetrack and go touring. The R3 isn't a particularly feature-rich motorcycle, and the only talking point is the all-LED lighting, and that too, it doesn't get a projector headlight that we have seen on the MT-03. The instrument console is a simple LCD unit. The R15 gets a proper TFT screen with Bluetooth connectivity and navigation. Also, the R3 misses out on slipper clutch and a quick shifter which the R15 gets, and the levers are non-adjustable. So in terms of features, the R3 is pretty basic. Talking about cycle parts, the big news is the inclusion of an upside down fork. The older India spec model had a telescopic fork. You get monoshock at the rear. Again, the upside down fork is non-adjustable. It gets disc brake on both sides and dual channel ABS is standard. Unlike the R15, it gets the iconic Delta box frame. The R3 gets a trellis frame. Now this shouldn't be a bad thing because we have ridden the older R3 and it had great handling dynamics, and the inclusion of upside down fork should improve its handling even more. Again, the swing arm is a box unit. It's not a cast unit that we have seen on the MT-15 and the RN5. The display unit is featuring Dunlop Sport Mac tires. We aren't sure whether the India spec model will get the same tire. We think that Yamaha would do cost cutting and go for an Indian brand. Whether they do the same or not is something we'll have to wait till the launch. So when will Yamaha launch the new R3? Well, they haven't given us a definite timeline, but we think that this motorcycle could make its India debut during the festive season. So you're looking at a launch by October. The other big question is the price of this motorcycle, and there is confusion in that department as well, because Yamaha is still thinking whether to bring this motorcycle as a CBU or locally assemble it in India. If this motorcycle comes via the CBU route, I'm expecting the price to be around 3.9 to 4 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and if it is locally assembled, then you're looking at a price tag of 3.5 to 3.6 lakh rupees. Now let me remind you that the older R3 was a CKD unit, and we really hope that the new R3 also follows that, so the customers can get a good price point. So what's your take on the new Yamaha R3? How's the specs? Does it look proper? And what should be its right price? Do let us know in the comments, and thank you for watching.